Updates on SAE will bring you the latest on the fraternity suspension.
Chicago is the best big city to live in, according to one magazine. We'll show you why.
And it's Halloween in Evanston. We'll take a look inside one of Northwestern's largest and spookiest student-run events.
All those stories and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now.
The Northwestern Interfraternity Council will not recognize Northwestern's chapter of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity until 2021. Good evening, I'm Eric Miller.
And I'm Maddie Coe. Thank you for joining us. NNN's Andrew Merica joins us now to break down these latest developments. So Andrew, what does the announcement for IFC mean for SAE here on this campus?
Well, while it doesn't impact when the fraternity can return to campus, it does change what happens once they get here. The Northwestern Interfraternity Council said in a Facebook post last Wednesday it wouldn't recognize an SAE chapter until July 2021. IFC set standards for fraternities to follow, including things like mandatory training regarding alcohol safety and sexual assault. The university only suspended SAE from campus until September 2018 for violating its probation by serving alcohol to minors, and that return date still stands. In their statement, it was clear IFC was more concerned with the sexual assault allegations against the chapter last year that did not result in punishment from the university. If SAE returns without IFC recognition, it would not be bound by IFC standards, which means the members of the chapter wouldn't have to complete IFC trainings, they wouldn't have to follow IFC recruitment regulations, and their parties would not be monitored by IFC. They still, of course, would have to follow the university code of conduct. University spokesman Al Cubbage telling me today, quote, if SAE successfully completes its suspension and returns to campus, it will be subject to the same university requirements and regulations as all other fraternities.
Wow, Andrew, what has the reaction on campus been like to this news?
Well, the Northwestern Pan-Hellenic Association, which oversees sororities, is not happy. In an email on October 26th to PHA members, the PHA board said in part, quote, this decision was made quickly and quietly without consultation from important stakeholders and partners. This decision has implications that broadly but deeply affect many different parts of campus, from student life to higher levels of university administration. Associated Student Government President Naharka Mullah-Cutla told NNN, quote, ASG will always align with students and student leaders in our advocacy for a safer campus. While we stand with IFC's willingness to address the issue of student safety and wellness head on, we hope that in future deliberations, IFC will work more closely with ASG, PHA, NPHC, MGC, and countless more student groups that share a unified will to end assault at Northwestern. We also reached out to the National Sigma Alpha Epsilon organization. They told us in part, quote, the decision of the IFC to suspend recognition until 2021 is unfortunate, but our goal on any campus is for our chapters and colonies to be a strong, involved part of their communities and the governance system provided by fraternities and sororities. We applaud the Greek letter community to continue improving Northwestern experience and to take proactive steps. Neither the IFC president nor the former Northwestern SAE president responded to our requests for comment. For now, though, it looks like SAE will likely be back this September, IFC affiliated or not.
Great reporting, Andrew. Thank you. Sheridan Road work is finally done, but jackhammers are still buzzing in Evanston. The Fountain Square renovation at the intersection of Sherman and Orrington Avenues, originally scheduled to be finished at the beginning of December, now won't be finished for several more months. Construction workers encountered unexpected debris, like abandoned pipes and excess concrete underneath Davis Street, slowing the progress. The project has caused temporary one-way streets, traffic jams, and reduced parking. Once completed, the improvements to the area will include a new pedestrian plaza, revamped landscaping, and more. But until then, business owners in the area said they are struggling. Manager of nail salon Bian Assorti says the renovation is having major effects on her business.
It's a lot of traffic here, and there's no parking place, and the customer is going to be always late because of sometimes they're going to stop. And then, look at this, like this. That's why customer cancel appointment.
The project will now be finished by May 2018.
A new tax from Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel could affect the way many students travel around town. NNN's Kelly Norris has more.
It's not always a fun commute, but for nearly 500 million yearly Chicagoland riders, the CTA bus and rail system is the preferred way to get from point A to point B.
It's great. I've been in the city for about 10 years now, and believe it or not, it's actually one of the aspects that I grew liking.
But even with riders like Michael, the numbers have been declining. 2016 saw a 3.8% decrease compared to the previous year. According to the CTA, the decline in ridership is due to this, with more people using rideshare apps such as Uber and Lyft, and less using public transit. Mayor Rahm Emanuel's new tax plan uses one problem to solve another, suggesting a gradual increase of the city's tax on all rides taken with rideshare companies. The mayor wants to use this extra income to make what many think are necessary CTA renovations.
I think updates and upgrades are really good. I think it keeps everyone safe on the platform, and I think for as many people as use public transportation, it's important to invest in it.
But will the extra 10-cent tax force Chicagoans to choose a transit over taxi? Neither resident nor Uber drivers we talked to seem concerned.
For 10 cents more, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
I think it wouldn't really affect me or bother me, 10 cents.
It won't be noticeable.
I know everybody's looking for a cheaper price or whatever, but depends. When you need Uber, you gotta take anyway.
You gotta pay.
Kelly Norris, Northwestern News Network.
The Chicago City Council will vote on the proposed budget at the end of November. If it passes, you'll see a fare increase on your Uber and Lyft rides starting January 1st.
Budgeting is hard, and nobody knows that better than U.S. representatives. The House narrowly passed a budget last week, voting 216 to 212 in favor of the plan, a key step toward the long-promised Republican tax overhaul. NNN's Tyler Kendall sat down with Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, a member of the House Budget Committee, to talk budget and more in an exclusive interview for Politicat. Here's a short clip.
The budget resolution that we passed in the House yesterday, it came over from the Senate, allows for another $1.5 trillion in debt to add to the debt of our country. There's a number of Republicans who are upset about that. And it takes away some very important middle-class tax cuts like the tax exemption for state and local taxes, the mortgage tax reduction. It also, about 80% of the tax cuts benefit the top 1%.
For more with Jan Schakowsky and all things politics, be sure to stay tuned for Politicat tonight at 8 p.m. Central. And coming up, how a favorite Northwestern tradition hopes to get even more students involved.
Tonight is shaping up to be one frighteningly cold Halloween, but perhaps the week ahead will bring warmer temperatures. I'm Charlie Heverin, and I'll be back with your 5-day forecast after the break.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Good evening, and welcome back to the Northwestern News Report. Don't switch out your rain jackets for winter coats just yet. Rain is on its way in your 5-day weather forecast. Tomorrow there is an expected high of 48 degrees and a low of 46 degrees at night, along with a 60% chance of showers at night. Thursday, temperatures will shoot upward. We're expecting a high of 60 degrees and a low of 41. Expect some cool showers late in the day. On Friday, late fall temperatures make a return with an expected high of 48 degrees and a low of 44. Saturday will be cloudy with bursts of rain throughout the day. Expect temperatures to hover between 47 and 49 degrees throughout the day. Finally, Sunday will likely be the last, albeit cloudy, 60-degree day of the year. So hit the great outdoors armed with your windbreakers and fleeces before scattered thunderstorms roll in at night with a low of 55 degrees. That's all for your 5-day weather forecast. I'm Charlie Heverin. Back to you.
Though our weather may be wonky, we all know Chicago is the best city in the country. Finally, someone else agrees. NNN's Joey Safchik has the story.
If you picked up a copy of this month's Condé Nast Traveler, then you probably realized that Chicago was named the best big city in the U.S. by readers of the magazine. I'm here in Evanston, about to hop on the famous L train to check out some of the cherished landmarks that earned the city that prestigious title. Chicago has been named one of the 10 best places to live and one of the best walking cities. But earlier this week, it received its most prestigious recognition yet. This is the first time in history that Chicago has been deemed Best Big City by Condé Nast Traveler. The metropolis also saw record-breaking domestic visitation rates last year. Let's go visit some of Chi-Town's most beloved attractions to find out why the second city is suddenly first. From the thriving artistic scene to the Midwestern beaches of Lake Michigan, Chicago offers what no other city can. Condé Nast Traveler has been presenting this award for 30 years, and over 300,000 readers vote on the results. For many Chicagoans, this acknowledgement only reinforces what they already know.
Chicago's a great city. I think there's a lot of diversity here. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of museums. You know, it has 4 seasons. Unfortunately, the Cubs didn't win this year, but we had that last year, so there's a lot going for it.
Chicago is expected to see 54 million tourists this year, according to the Tribune. That's up from the all-time high set last year.
Especially among the millennials, it's like traveling is the new thing to do, I guess. I don't know, there's a lot of history around it, so everybody kind of knows Chicago. Like, it's kind of like New York, just not as hyped. I've loved it. We've only been here for a day and a half, and I love it here.
That's just a little glimpse into what has earned Chicago the title of Best Big City in the U.S. Northwestern News Report, I'm Joey Safchik.
If you've always wanted to write a musical, well, now's your chance. This fall, the School of Communication is offering a new theater course that's open to all underclassmen. NNN's Charlie Rode has the details.
Every fall quarter from here on out, Northwestern's School of Communications will be offering an elective called Introduction to Musical Theater Writing. Students will learn the essentials of writing a musical, skills which will translate to the winter quarter WAMU class, where most of the writing for the spring show takes place.
The WAMU musical is one of Northwestern's oldest traditions, going as far back as 1929. Some notable alumni of WAMU include actor and director Warren Beatty, creator of Happy Days Gary Marshall, and actors Zach Braff and Brian Darcy James. This spring, the students' efforts will be realized here at Kahn Auditorium, where the WAMU musical has been performed since 1941.
Alex Rothfield, who teaches the class, says the change will add a higher level of professionalism to WAMU.
Northwestern, especially within the context of WAMU, and to make an official class just seemed like a really exciting way to like streamline it and kind of start something more official in terms of writing here.
The class will also make WAMU more accessible to freshmen and sophomores.
This year is more of like an effort to train up new students so that they feel like they can make more of an effort and more of an effect on the writing process.
In addition to daily creative assignments, the class draws in experts from the field.
On Wednesdays, we have guest lecturers, so we've had a bunch of professionals who are like working writers in the business. And on Fridays, we have discussion sections.
And with opportunities like that, this new class may just become a Northwestern classic. Charlie Rode, Northwestern News Report.
The 2018 show is called Manhattan Miracle and is based loosely on the events that inspired the first American musical.
And how much do Americans spend on Halloween candy each year? We have some Halloween Candy-nomics numbers that just might scare you. That's next in Money Minute.
And a celebrity chef brings some hot new dishes to Northwestern dining halls. Stay tuned.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Well, no surprise here, Halloween candy is a big business in the US. But just how much do we spend on that sweet stuff? Credit Loan estimates that Americans spend about $2 billion on candy every year in the few days leading up to Halloween. That number, by the way, is about a tenth of total US candy sales each year. That means the average US household spends about $44 on Halloween candy each year. Market research shows that most people buy their candy on October 28th, followed by October 27th, October 30th, October 21st, and finally, Halloween Day itself for those last-minute candy shoppers. You all know who you are out there. So let's take a look at some of the top sellers. Whether you love it or hate it, candy corn is the king of Halloween, and it has actually reigned for many years now. Americans consume a whopping 20 million pounds of candy corn each year. Rounding out the list of the top 5 Halloween candies, we have Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Kit Kats, and finally M&Ms. It is clear Americans prefer chocolate candies to non-chocolate candies, as chocolate makes up about 60% of all candy sales. Now, we hate to get to it, but when it comes to the worst candy out there, sorry, Peanut Taffy, you earn the title of most despised candy in America, according to Credit Loan. But as we know, Halloween is not just about the candy. Americans spend a tad over $2 billion on costumes, about $1.7 billion on decorations, and about $350 million on those greeting cards. We see these numbers continue to grow annually as millennials spend more and more on the big day. So on behalf of me and all the pups in the NNN family, I hope you have a very happy Halloween. With Money Minute, I'm Matt Stunn.
Northwestern dining provider Sodexo welcomed a celebrity chef to its staff last week. NNN's Esther Wells was there.
Thanks, Eric. I'm here outside Allison Dining Hall, where just last week celebrity chef Jimmy Banos Jr. came to cook for students. This was part of a broader initiative by Sodexo to improve the student dining experience. And Chef Jimmy is hoping to use his talents to do exactly that. Campus dining halls were treated to a special visitor on Thursday. Celebrity chef Jimmy Banos Jr., owner of the Chicago-based restaurant sensation The Purple Pig, made a series of special appearances last week. Chef Jimmy was named Northwestern's culinary ambassador earlier this year.
It was a really kind of a no-brainer to be involved with this project.
He's partnering with Northwestern Dining to bring signature dishes from The Purple Pig and to create new, exclusive dishes for students. And there are a few themes he'll be sticking by.
Simple is good, flavor, execution, versatility, and variety. Like, you don't have to eat the same stuff every day.
This is one of the signature dishes that Chef Jimmy is bringing to Northwestern Dining Halls. These are the chicken thigh kebabs with fried smashed potatoes and tzatziki. The chicken has been marinated and seared, and the baby potatoes have been fried to perfection. I don't know about you, but I could definitely pig out on these. To celebrate the partnership, Chef Jimmy visited each dining hall, where there were trivia games, photo ops, and prizes for students waiting in line. Chef Jimmy is excited to cook up some good food and good fun, too.
This is my life, this is my livelihood, this is what I love to do, and I could hopefully make a difference with food and teach people some different things about eating and think outside the box a little bit.
And he certainly wants us to eat outside the box.
Maybe bone marrow on the line. Wouldn't that be good?
Improving the student dining experience, one meal at a time. Esther Wells, Northwestern News Report.
A new program will let Northwestern students carry out meals from Elder Dining Hall. Sustain NU launched the Choose to Reuse program at Elder Dining Hall this quarter. The program lets students carry out food from the dining hall in a reusable container. After purchasing a dining card for $5, students will get a special container from the swipe-in desk. Students can carry out their meal and bring back the dirty container to be washed. The Choose to Reuse program will be expanding to Foster Walker Dining Hall later this quarter.
We wanted to know how you felt about all these changes coming to Northwestern dining halls.
So we asked you in this week's edition of Rock Talk.
I'm Sian Shin, and I'm here at The Rock to ask what you think about Northwestern's dining options. What do you think about Northwestern's dining options?
They're pretty good. It's really nice that there's like a lot of effort put in there and that there's a lot of variety. The certain kind of diversity they have as far as like our options go, I think that it's like pretty good.
They can add more options and more cuisines apart from like American or Mexican food.
I think the Elder takeout option is definitely something that appeals to a lot of people who live in that area. If they could bring that to, say, Allison or Sargent, I think that would be a huge deal. People would go there a lot more often.
I mean, it's good that there's competition and that they try to improve it as much as they can. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
If you have an idea for a future Rock Talk topic, tweet at us at @NNN_news.
And when we come back, the Cats, or the Cardiac Cats, take the win in not single, not double, but triple overtime.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. We're now joined by NNN's Tyler Kendall.
Now, Tyler, how did the Cats do this weekend?
Well, guys, the Cardiac Cats were back in full force this weekend. This Saturday at Ryan Field, Northwestern took on the 16th ranked Michigan State Spartans. I was at the stadium for the game that Wildcat fans will be talking about for a long time to come. Northwestern defeated Michigan State in triple overtime, 39-31 in a cold and windy Evanston. The storm the field worthy performance was led by quarterback Clayton Thorson against a nationally ranked defense.
Yeah, they're a pretty good defense. I think coming into this game, they were top 10 nationally in passing yards against them. And so this is definitely one of the most satisfying victories. See Michigan State, how much success they've had this year.
As a quarterback now, you're the hero or you're the zero. That's just the way that it works out. That's what you sign up for. When you win and we complete more balls than we don't throw picks, it's a special day. I really thought he took what the defense gave him. I thought he had a great game. Great game.
I think Clay
always does a really good job of carrying himself as the leader of our offense, and always does a good job leading our offense. So I don't think anything in particular has changed. I think he's just confident and he trusts us.
Northwestern has won their last 3 consecutive games after a tough pair of losses to powerhouses Wisconsin and Penn State.
Well, I think we have positive momentum right now. They've been working incredibly hard in practice, incredibly hard. And they're seeing the return on that investment. And I think that gives you confidence that the work I'm putting in, I'm getting the reward. You know, let's not kid ourselves now. I mean, these last 2 games have been battles.
We could have very easily, gotten a little frustrated, but credit to our offense and defense, we kept playing, and so proud of our guys. This year, these are the games that we live for.
This weekend, the Wildcats will be on the road against Nebraska for a 2:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. The Cornhuskers are coming off of a 1-point win over Purdue, so both teams should be pretty fired up from their victories this weekend.
We've got lots to look forward to. Thanks so much, Tyler.
And when we come back, Halloween came early for some in the Evanston community. We'll go trick-or-treating when we return.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Princesses, zombies, and other creatures descended on Norris this past Saturday for the annual Project Pumpkin event. NNN's Nikki Griswold brings us the Halloween fun.
More than 1,000 Chicago area elementary and middle school students played games, made crafts, and of course, trick-or-treated at this year's Project Pumpkin. The event provides kids with a fun and safe environment to enjoy Halloween festivities.
This is an opportunity for us to really get together and just have fun and not have to worry about, any other things that maybe they have to deal with in the neighborhood surrounding the school.
NU student organizations, Greek chapters, and residential communities provide booths with a host of fun games for the children to play.
By getting involved in events that aren't just about people who are here or where you just see people who go here, you learn a little bit more about the world. I think so often we forget that the world isn't just full of college students.
Project Pumpkin is one of NU's largest student-run events and has been a tradition for nearly 30 years. It's sponsored by the Northwestern Community Development Corps and is part of the organization's commitment to community outreach and creating a positive social impact.
A lot of universities won't allow elementary school kids to come, and I understand it may be a liability issue, but our kids need to be able to see what the possibilities are down the line, and this could possibly even inform their high school choice because they need to understand that they're planning for their future even now.
But above all, Project Pumpkin is about fun.
All smiles everywhere. Candy in the bounce house, you can't get better than that.
Nikki Griswold, Northwestern News Report.
Well, you know what they say here at Northwestern, candy is in our DNA.
And children are celebrating tonight, but I hear you two are celebrating something else this week.
Yeah, we are. Not only is it both of our birthdays tomorrow, but it's also our last show here at the Northwestern News Report. So we just really want to thank everybody there at home. And Maddie?
It truly has been an amazing 4 years here with NNN.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that's all the time we have for you tonight on the Northwestern News Report. I'm Eric Miller.
I'm Tyler Kendall for sports.
And I'm Maddie Coe. Thanks for joining us.